Hello and thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation. We'll get right into it. For the first deliverable, I attempted up, and away, trying to evolve a robot to maximize its distance from the ground. In deliverable 2, I decided to try the Daddy Longlegs project, adding an additional matrix to encode the lengths of the robot's legs. For deliverable 3, I did full steam ahead, aiming to evolve a robot to avoid and walk around obstacles. In my A/B testing, I decided to start with my favorite of the deliverables and compare a mutated variant of the Daddy Longlegs with an unmutated version of itself. I wanted to see if I could modify its mutate method to evolve a more fit model. In actually implementing the deliverables, for the first one, modifications to Parallel Hill Climber's select and show best methods were warranted, as well as to robot's get fitness, which was modified to maximize the Z position instead of X. Deliverable 2 called for a matrix of random integers from 0 to 2 to encode the lengths of the robot's legs. This matrix was then referenced in the generation of the robot's body parts and their positional and size arguments. In Deliverable 3, I needed to add obstacles to the virtual environment and create world, and then modify some of the constants to generate a robot capable of moving close enough to avoid the blocks. Finally, in my A/B testing, I randomly modified the weights and solutions mutate method, aiming to add another degree of randomness. This was done by checking the values of rand row and rand column, and either adding or subtracting one, decided randomly with respect to the bounds of the original values, and hard-coding those cases separately. Unfortunately, due to my circumstances, completing this project on my own and with reduced time, I was unable to successfully plot my data. Through observation of the simulations, however, I was able to determine that the mutated variants of Daddy Longlegs did not, in fact, perform better than the unmutated version. Despite this, evidence of evolution is prevalent in both cases, as the robot travels much further in the final animations as compared to the first ones. Reflecting on this project as a whole, it was a very difficult one for me, due in part to my circumstances as well. A flaw that I now see in my experiment is that the Daddy Longlegs leg lengths might vary slightly from simulation to simulation, which could skew the fitness of the robot as it evolves. If I had more time, I would have fixed this and rerun my tests. I would also have liked to add a few more legs to the robot and see if I could evolve it to avoid and even jump over obstacles. Thanks for taking the time to listen to my presentation. Take care.